Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here with another video. Hope everyone's well wherever you are. This is another one of my videos, obviously, about my political dreams or goals, aspirations, or things like that. So, hope you enjoy it. And I know I can be a bit naive, so some ideas might be a bit out there or naive or whatever. And I must admit, I'm probably not too clued up on what a manifesto looks like, but I'll probably write one in my own way. But I'd love to put together a team that discusses political goals and things like that. But as said before in part one, I'd love to go to Turkey in Eurasia and or even Eurasian nations generally, and discuss like my political manifesto or aspirations or dreams or goals in further detail, like possibly put some things on paper or things like that and discuss it with other people and even launch my manifesto or whatever in those countries, perhaps maybe one day in the future. It's on my bucket list. But different Eurasian transcontinental or Middle Eastern and Mediterranean nations, especially Turkey in particular, would be my goal. Anyway, moving on, here goes. So number 11, this is a controversial idea of mine, but I would love to put, in the past I had an idea for like a dyslexic billionaires network for people who are dyslexic, who happen to be billionaires, and it was another one of my quirky ideas. So I'm not, obviously I'm not a billionaire myself, or maybe I'm a secret billionaire, but no, honestly, I'm not a billionaire myself. But I thought, as a founder of the idea, as the one who came up with the idea, I would be the only non-billionaire member. And at the time, I thought I would hope that it would turn me into a billionaire as well. But one of the dreams I had, I thought, as dyslexic people often struggle financially or in different fields of work, as well as academically, I thought it would be interesting if perhaps in return for investing in fellow dyslexics or cutting back or discouraging dyslexics from committing crime by mentoring and investing in and training other dyslexic people, perhaps the dyslexic billionaires could like put their money together, but also be free to be able to run monopolies, which I know is a bit of a controversial and quirky idea even by my standards. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting if, like, as I say, for dyslexic billionaires like Richard Branson, Charles Schwab, Craig McCaw and others like that, to, unfortunately I had the idea a long time ago, but the founder of IKEA, Ingvar Kamprad, unfortunately is no longer with us, but he was one of the ones who I would have had in the plans. But yeah, if dyslexic people could monopolize legally, again in return for investing in the less fortunate dyslexics, and also if the dyslexics would buy what I call the empties, which are like empty shops, which have no are not being used, so they could turn them into businesses and create employment, and in return, like maybe have tax exemptions or support to or permission to buy those sorts of things. So that was another one of my perhaps quite controversial, quirky, or out there ideas, or maybe even some might say a pipe dream. But yeah, so those are some of my dreams for dyslexics, to be able to monopolize and again to buy what I call empties, again empty shops or premises, and to convert them into something to make use of those areas. Number 12, again, I hope to work with like-minded people and look at what we could lobby for, what we can work on, things like that. Number 13, again, a lot of people might think these ideas are naive, and perhaps I'm wasting my time, I don't know, but I thought I'd express them anyway. But I know I'm probably being a bit naive about some ideas, and hopefully they won't be too cringeworthy, but yeah, I thought I'd share them anyway. Number 14, hopefully in the future I could put together a group that, unfortunately I'm not the most organised, but hopefully I could put together a group that talks about how to make the world a better place through ideas and lobbying and things like that. Number 15, as I said in part one, there are certain countries like Egypt, South Africa to an extent, Central Africa, and Central African countries generally, and Central Asian nations, which I would love to work with and like to promote my ideas for, like creating, promoting Pan-Africanism and Pan-Asianism, and again Asia and Africa to work together, and even, as I say, what I call the Six, which is indigenous people from across Africa, Australasia, the Americas, Asia, Ireland, and also add on top of that Latin Americans, as well as indigenous people from all over the Americas, and people of colour from those countries as well, to perhaps work together politically on ideas about how to empower people, promote human rights and animal rights, and look at ways to protect children, including online and things like that, and how I think it's all connected politically as well. Look into political ways to do so. Number 16, I also hope to prioritise and talk about what my top priorities would be. Number 17, I also hope to promote, as I say, peace and encourage, as I said before, like in part one, politicians or people generally, and including even politicians, to somehow strike peace deals between different African and Asian nations. Unfortunately, at the moment, I think the main countries that are looking at what like they might go to the next sort of wars, people talk about like China and Taiwan, and also North Korea and South Korea look like they're having some problems. So I hope somehow they can come together and make a peaceful resolution. And again, I hope the people from those countries put pressure on the politicians, and the politicians work to make work towards peace, and that will hopefully, as I say, lead to more tourism and prosperity, and hopefully there can be like hashtag Asian Pride, hashtag African Pride, and things like that. So hopefully they'll work together instead of working against each other. And I'd also love, as I say, to connect Asia generally, especially like China and India, a Chindian partnership, and countries like Malaysia and India, Indonesia and Singapore. But as I say, especially Asian nations, which I hope to host the Asian Union, or Asian Alliance, or Cooperative, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever it could be called in the future, which will hopefully work towards making peace and cooperation between different Asian nations. As I hope, as I say, for a similar thing in Central Africa for Africa as well. Number 18, as I often say, I hope this will make the world a better place. So obviously I can only do the best I can. Hopefully they're not, all these ideas are not like pipe dreams. Hopefully at least some of them can work out, and I'll do the best to make sure that I do the best I can to make them, to put them into practice. Number 19, I say I think this is, I hope to encourage people politically to support a way to help people across Africa of all ages to have materials for technology or STEM generally, science, tech, engineering and maths, so they can be empowered in the future. And number 20, I hope that I can make peace, but part of me does fear that probably I should be careful what I say, but a controversial sort of thing is that some people believe that NATO is possibly dragging Taiwan and even Japan and possibly South Korea into a war with, or potential war with China. And I hope it doesn't happen. But I think, unfortunately, this would mean that the people of Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan would, as well as the people from China, possibly will suffer quite a lot. So I hope, as I say, that their politicians, I hope that their people will put pressure on their politicians, and their politicians generally will say that this is not something that will be conducive to the good of their people and also their countries, and it will affect them financially. And so I hope they will find a way to network together. Like another controversial idea I have is like, I used to call it an Oriental network, which is, people say the term Oriental is a non-PC term. It's like supposedly from colonial times, but ironically, this will be this is just like a word I'm used to. But if you like, a Far Eastern network, which will be between all the Far Eastern nations like China, Japan, Korea, North and South Korea, Taiwan, and all those sorts of countries somehow working together and discussing ideas and like being proud of each other, talking about things they love about each other and are proud about each other. And also, I love for people to talk about what makes them proud to be Asian and things like that. And I think that covers everything for now. And I'm out. Peace and love.